Have you ever felt that uncontrollable urge to get revenge on someone who deeply hurt you? Whether it was a betrayal, a humiliation, or an injustice, it's common to crave some form of emotional compensation. Almost as if hurting the other person could restore what was taken from you. But does that ever really work? Stoic philosophy offers a much deeper and more transformative approach, not to retaliate, but to transcend. In this video, we'll dive into the teachings of great Stoic masters like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus to understand how we can face pain and offense with a higher mindset. The urge for revenge is natural, but what we do with that urge is what defines our character. The Stoics didn't deny pain. They faced it head-on and transformed it into wisdom. Their proposal is simple, yet deeply challenging. Instead of reacting to harm with more harm, we must choose the path of virtue, self-control, and reason. This doesn't mean being passive. It means being smart. Revenge may look like justice, but often it's just another form of emotional slavery. Get ready for a journey of reflection and self-discovery. In this video, you'll learn that true revenge doesn't lie in hurting the other. It lies in freeing yourself from the pain they caused. We'll explore how to apply Stoic principles in daily life to live with more clarity, purpose, and inner strength. Stick with us until the end and learn how to turn your pain into power. The desire for revenge is one of the most intense emotions we can feel when someone hurts us. It stems from a need for justice, a craving to balance the scales, to impose a consequence on the aggressor. But beneath that surface of justice, there's often a hidden wish to make the other person suffer, to pay them back in equal measure. That desire consumes us, chains us to the past, and keeps the pain alive, the very pain we long to erase. In the short term, revenge might feel satisfying, but in the long term, it's corrosive. It holds us back and prevents us from moving forward. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This reminds us that when we react with anger or aggression, we stoop to the level of those who harmed us. True growth happens when we choose to be better, more conscious, less reactive. Human greatness lies in our ability to master our impulses and respond with wisdom instead of violence. When we achieve this, we prove to the world and to ourselves that we are free from the chains of rage. Revenge, at its core, is a weight we carry in hopes of relief. But ironically, it only ties us more tightly to the situation and the offender. The Stoics pose a powerful question. Do you want justice or do you want peace? Choosing peace requires courage, emotional maturity, and self-trust. When we channel our energy into growth, learning, and building a stronger self, revenge loses its meaning. And in that moment, we realize that the true victory is being at peace, even when the world around us is calling for war. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, teaches us that life is divided between what is within our control and what is not. This concept, as simple as it may seem, is one of the keys to a lighter and more rational existence. Our actions, our choices, our attitudes, and our thoughts, all of these belong to us. But the behavior of others, their words, judgments, or insults, these lie completely outside our reach. And when we try to change what we cannot control, we end up frustrated and emotionally drained. Understanding this distinction is like waking from a deep sleep. We begin to realize that we are not obligated to react to everything, that not everything deserves a response or a counterattack. Letting someone throw us off balance is giving them control over our mind. Epictetus said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." When we accept that we cannot change others, we free ourselves from the cycle of suffering caused by the attempt to control the uncontrollable. And this acceptance is not resignation, it's emotional intelligence. By focusing only on what we can control, we become more serene, centered, and effective. In this context, revenge becomes a distraction, a loss of focus. Instead of wasting energy plotting retaliation, we use that power to strengthen our mind, refine our virtues, and walk the path of personal excellence. The Stoic chooses not to fight unnecessary external battles, because they understand that the only battle that truly matters is the one within. The Stoic. Forgiveness is not a favor to the other person. It's a gift to oneself. Holding on to resentment means carrying the offender in our mind day after day, allowing them to continue affecting us long after the harm has been done. Forgiveness, in this context, is liberation. It's the decision to let go of the rope of pain, to say, I choose not to suffer from this anymore. And that choice requires maturity, because forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let pain continue to shape our emotions and behavior. Seneca said that anger is a form of temporary madness. When we let it consume us, we lose reason, make impulsive choices, and often regret them later. He saw forgiveness as an act of rationality, a compassion grounded in wisdom. Understanding that others act out of ignorance, fear, or selfishness doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps us not internalize their cruelty. It's like saying, you may have tried to hurt me, but you will not have power over my peace. When we forgive, we stop being victims and become protagonists. It's not easy, and it's not instant. It's a process that requires inner work, reflection, and courage. But at the end of that path, there is lightness, clarity, and emotional freedom. Stoic forgiveness is quiet, subtle, and powerful. It doesn't change the past, but it radically transforms the future. And in that sense, it becomes a refined form of revenge. It proves that we are no longer controlled by the pain others try to leave behind. Self-mastery is the ability to resist impulse, to act with intention instead of reacting on instinct. For the Stoics, this is the pinnacle of human strength. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding them and channeling them with wisdom. When we feel anger, frustration, or the urge for revenge, we face two options. We can feed those emotions until they consume us, or we can use them as signals, clues that there's something within us that needs attention, growth, and control. Marcus Aurelius, both emperor and philosopher, dealt daily with political betrayals, wars, and personal injustices. Yet he wrote that we should keep the soul calm, like an unshakable fortress. To him, letting others throw us off balance was giving them power over our mind. He saw in self-mastery the ultimate form of sovereignty, one that no one can take away. It's the rule of the soul over emotion, of reason over impulse, of virtue over instinct. Training self-mastery is like forging a sword. It takes fire, discipline, and repetition. It's not won overnight, but built through small internal victories. Every time we choose silence over an outburst, patience over an aggressive reply, we strengthen this invisible muscle. And over time, we become unshakable. True strength isn't about overpowering others. It's about not being overpowered by ourselves. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. This Stoic maxim captures the idea that we can use difficult moments as opportunities for transformation. When we are hurt, we have two paths. We can feed resentment, or we can use the experience as fuel for growth. Stoicism invites us to face adversity as a training ground for virtue, a test of our ability to persevere, to learn, and to evolve. Epictetus, who was enslaved and mistreated in his youth, could have been consumed by anger. Instead, he chose to turn his story into a foundation of wisdom. He taught that it's not what happens to us that destroys us, it's how we respond to it. The pain you feel can become the cornerstone of a new version of yourself, stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. But that requires the courage to step out of the role of victim and take ownership of your own healing. Turning pain into growth is, in a way, the most silent and powerful revenge there is. It's telling the world, and the one who hurt you, that you will not be defined by it, that you rise, evolve, and go beyond. That the pain imposed on you wasn't the end, but the beginning of something greater. And this is exactly what the Stoics meant by living in accordance with nature, transforming chaos into order, suffering into virtue, and revenge into evolution. The Stoic does not shout, does not accuse, does not retaliate with empty words. He lives with such integrity that his very presence becomes a silent lesson. The best response to an offense is not a counterattack, but a life well lived. When you thrive quietly, build character, and keep your dignity intact, you send a powerful message. I am greater than what they try to do to me. Personal transformation is a living testimony of triumph. While the offender remains trapped in their own mistakes, you move forward, lighter, focused, and at peace. And that, paradoxically, can be far more impactful than any direct revenge. The world watches actions, not promises. Showing your growth is letting your conduct speak for you. It's stepping into a position of moral leadership, even without a title or authority. By choosing to be an example, you step out of the cycle of pain and into the cycle of purpose. Every conscious choice, every calm response, every quiet victory builds a solid and authentic reputation. In the end, the best revenge is to be so great that the other person's malice becomes irrelevant. To live well, with honor and coherence, is the highest form of justice. Stoicism teaches us that the best revenge is to live with excellence. It's not about ignoring the pain, but about transforming it. Through the practice of forgiveness, self-mastery, and wisdom, we find a path to peace that no offender can take away. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus left us a powerful legacy. Mastering yourself is the greatest victory of all. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your growth is your greatest answer. It's not about them, it's about you. Traditional revenge seeks to wound. Stoic revenge seeks to heal. By applying the principles we explored in this video, you become immune to the cruelty of others and the master of your own being. Now that you understand the power of true inner triumph, why not start today? Don't react, transform. Don't cling to the past, grow from it. And remember, the best response to pain is a life so full and virtuous that no wound can hold you back.